We're here with Matt Levine. Came down to Philadelphia for the 2014 US Lacrosse Convention. Brought down a bunch of coaches. What was kind of the idea behind this? Why did you bring coaches down? What kind of resources did you provide to them? Kind of tell us what the general idea of bringing everybody down to Philly was.
Sure. Connor, CityLax has been supporting the Public School Athletic League for now since 2006. So this is 2014, and we're this year in partnership in our strategic plan with the PSAL. We decided to use funds that we raised in our previous fundraisers to support a coach's education program. And the goal here was to get as many PSAL varsity coaches, boys and girls teams from the public schools to attend this convention, which is probably the best learning experience that you can possibly have in lacrosse. Commissioner Murphy and I planned this all out, and what we basically did was we got a bus and picked up coaches in Brooklyn and Staten Island at the crack of dawn this morning and drove them all down here. And also CityLax covered all the coaches' convention registration.
I don't know everything. And the game evolves so fast on a yearly basis that you have to keep yourself updated. You have to keep yourself with the new terminology and the new perspective and how to see the game. If you walk out here with two concepts to apply towards your team, you're ahead of the game already.
Yeah, so I think the biggest one had to do with setting the tone early with developing a team atmosphere and really attention to detail. I think, there are a lot of challenges that go along with being a new team, but one of the advantages is the clean slate. Kind of, whether it's a habit with throwing the ball or the way we interact in practice, it's all new. So we can kind of set the tone and create a team atmosphere that's conducive to building a winner.
I learned a lot to take back to the girls. My favorite was probably the goalie drills and how to help my goalie, because that's something that I'm not real good at, not ever playing lacrosse. So I think that was probably my favorite.
My favorite was the 3v3 off the draw, because we have a new draw rule this year. So it showed a couple different actual drills with different strategies going off the draw, and it was really helpful.
I learned some new communication techniques and ways to really build the team atmosphere.
I learned that on the defensive end, there are a lot of different looks, there are a lot of different types of slides that you can come, and I've heard different speakers talk about their favorite, and it's all about adapting it to what skills your players are coming with.
I really enjoyed seeing the Johns Hopkins coach talk. He's a defensive guru, and he was kind of making fun of himself because his whole presentation, the only equipment required were a set of cones and a trash can. And so it was kind of nice and refreshing to see that, you don't need a lot of fancy equipment to teach really, really good defense. So I came away from that session feeling pretty confident that we could do that at Kipps.
I played defense as a player, so I learned a lot about attack today and offense, running an offense, and a lot of really basic stick skills to help improve their game.
The lecture with Danowski from Duke was really inspirational on how to build that culture of team rather than focus on just individual accomplishments, focus on the team accomplishments and build that family.
I met two others in the Developmental League. I met the coach from Midwood. We're talking about setting up scrimmage. Obviously, got to meet John for the first time. Met a lot of coaches. Met the Kipps coach in New Orleans, actually. So there you go. Starting a team in New York City has it's a very unique situation in a lot of ways, and so I think building a community of coaches who are doing that same thing, particularly as it's so different from what a lot of other coaches are doing here at the convention, I think that's a powerful thing going forward.
It's always good to make lacrosse friends and see old ones while you're here, and see old coaches and things like that. And it's nice to keep it fresh in the community, because it also keeps you updated with the game and things like that.
And it was nice to see the presenters willing to email and respond and help people out,
How cool is that to have a direct connection to these kind of legendary lacrosse names?
I think it's great.
I've never played lacrosse in my life, and yet I found that even for a new coach or somebody that's just first learning the sport, there was a lot of things here to be offered. I want to like coach kids already and teach them that one-handed, straight follow-through. It's very interesting because my background was really much more in basketball, and in basketball it was always about just the gooseneck follow-through. So it was very interesting seeing similar type of things being taught in lacrosse. And again, for somebody who's never really been involved in lacrosse directly as a player, to be able to feel comfortable leaving a convention like this and having taken things with me. Again, any coach that really doesn't take advantage of the opportunity is really missing. I think you can, come here 5 times, clone yourself 5 times and still, be looking to get more out of it. So it's really just, I've been to a number of different sports that have conventions, but this is the best one I've ever been to.